Over the past few years, Lidl has become a household name in Europe and America as the company begins to make its mark on traditional retail. With its low cost and a focus on consumer demands, there is no surprise that the German retailer has taken the world by storm. So, how has Lidl risen to power in such a competitive marketplace? In the 1930s, Joseph Schwartz became a partner at an independent grocery wholesaler in Germany, which was performing relatively well. However, after World War II and the devastation it caused to the German economy and its infrastructure, the company was destroyed and needed a 10-year reconstruction project. By 1977, Joseph's son took over the business, acquiring the name Lidl for 1,000 German marks, and began to open his own stores named Lidl with the focus on budget retailing. By 1979, there were more than 6 stores across Germany. Each store roughly sold 500 products. Those that did not sell well were not restocked, a clear indication of their focus on limited, customer-driven items that the store is so well known for today. By the 90s, Lidl began opening stores in both France and England. Through expansions to more and more premises around Europe, today Lidl is the 5th largest retailer in the world, with sales over $82 billion. Unlike traditional retailing, we have come to expect with a large variety of products at variable prices, often changing unexpectedly. Lidl does things a lot differently. Majority of what it sells are products it knows it can sell to you. Items which are of high demand, no matter who consumes it. Toilet paper, sausages, ham, eggs, chicken breasts, all are priced cheaply and are of abundance. They're able to do this because often the price of goods which sell in large volumes, such as eggs for example, are usually priced higher than what would be typically fair value to subsidize the introduction of a new product that doesn't sell so well. As a result, the consumer ends up paying the price for poor stock choices by retailers. This is avoided by Lidl. Secondly, Lidl are also able to keep prices so cheap because they display all products as they are given them, typically in boxes that the product comes in. This has 2 positive effects on the price of goods. The total time spent opening boxes, taking each item out individually, putting them on a shelf in a row takes time. By just stacking boxes of products on top of one another, increases productivity as more products can be put out per hour. It also reduces the minimal cost of displays, which are artificially designed to attract you to choosing one product over the other, which is not needed in Lidl. Another method the company uses to save money is by reducing the number of staff employed in one single store. Most Lidl stores are making millions of pounds in revenue each year. However, they typically only have 10 members of staff working for them. This reduces the time the company would be obligated to give them to work. Furthermore, because wages are much higher than that of other retailers, staff turnover is much lower than that of their competition. Reducing the amount of staff leaving the company helps assist lower costs, as expenditure on training and lost time due to the inefficiencies of its members are minimised. What is noticeable when you walk into a Lidl store is that it's reasonably small compared to other supermarkets. The average Lidl brick and mortar store is roughly 36,000 square foot in size. If you compare this to the average large size retailer that's typical store is around 160,000 square foot, you begin to understand the enormous difference between Lidl's focus and its competition. The size of the store allows Lidl to keep its food costs down by reducing the cost of utility bills, which increases exponentially as stores get bigger. You can't talk about retail without mentioning the obvious effects of presence on the price. Lidl has over 6,000 stores in Europe. Its main catchment is small communities. The more stores have allowed Lidl to negotiate better prices for the food and drink they buy. These savings are passed on to the consumer. Finally, the German retailer mostly sells like brands of your favourite foods and drinks. From Coca-Cola to Milky Way bars, Doritos to coffee, Lidl can reduce the price of food by simply selling your favourite beverages and sweets without the name tag. As we are all aware, we usually pay more than fair value for that one chocolate bar that we like, because we are paying for the brand. Although Lidl still sells Coca-Cola, dairy milk and other branded goods, it represents a much smaller subsection of their roughly 950 product range. Depending on whether or not you are willing to try own brand products, would more often than not dictate if you will shop at Lidl again, and considering its products are of great quality, many shoppers do. The future of Lidl is looking bright. In the past year, Lidl has opened 100 stores in the United States as it begins to ramp up its presence in the biggest market in the world. If Lidl is adopted by the American population as much as it has been in Europe, specifically the UK where its market share continues to increase with competitors barely doing anything to compete with the low prices, then it is likely that the same will occur in the US. In Europe, continuous revenue growth has been projected for the future, and it's likely that Lidl will continue to beat other supermarkets in customer acquisition. As revenue grows, it's only more and more likely that Lidl, currently the biggest European discount supermarket, will use its size to lower costs even further. It would not be an overstatement to say that we are seeing the next, modern version of Walmart take place in front of our eyes. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoyed it and found it informative, give the video a thumbs up. If you would like more content, subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye for now.